Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another exciting episode of We Hope This Finds You Well with Rob and Chuck. Rob, what's up, buddy?
Charles Joseph Lynch III, my friend. How are you?
Oh, I'm just swell. How are you today?
Good. I feel like I gave all kinds of your personal information right there. You're the third. That is craziness.
I am the third.
And your social security number is 200-94911-555-410. Steal his identity, everybody.
That is correct. You can have it. Whatever I have, take it.
Please, for the love of God. How you been, buddy?
Good, man. What's up? Welcome to episode 11 of We Hope This Finds You Well. So tonight we're going to talk about, we're going to give the audience the results of the Christmas Movie Fastasy Draft. We're going to let you know who won. Who do you think won, Rob? I know, but you probably don't because you don't pay attention to that.
I hardly get on the social medias. I don't have the internet. No, dude, I venture to guess that I whooped your ass. Now, I did see a couple people on the Facebook page talk shit. It's saying oh, Die Hard's in a Christmas movie. Suck my American dick, you commie bastard. What the fuck kind of shit is that?
All right, we'll get into it. Don't you worry. We'll get into it.
And whoever said that on Facebook or whatever, I'm just kidding. I love you. You're not a commie. And even if you are a commie, I love you too.
So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about our New Year's resolutions that we have as a show, which is only one. We got some new music to talk about, and there's going to be some other stuff along the way. So,
oh yeah.
But first and foremost, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm getting old. That's all. So first and foremost, get after it. What first and foremost do you have for me, Charles?
Well, if you guys aren't aware, if you didn't listen to the last episode, we did a Christmas Movie Fastasy Draft where Rob and I each drafted a team of our favorite Christmas movies. So we put that out as a poll to see who got the best team of Christmas movies. And Rob, I hate to say it, man, but I love to say it so much. I kicked your fucking ass.
I want to recount. Fuck that shit.
I'll tell you what, though. It was honestly
it's a kangaroo court, goddammit.
Than I thought it would be.
Say that again?
It was closer than I thought it would be. But
how dare you?
So I did a Facebook poll and I did a Twitter poll, okay? On Facebook, you ready for these high numbers, Rob? On Facebook,
certainly am.
My team got 8 votes. Your team got 4 votes. Okay? So that's the Facebook. And on the Twitters, you actually beat me on Twitter, so maybe those are your people. Okay?
Shout out to my people on Twitter.
You beat me 3-2 on Twitter. So you total that up. You have 4 plus 3 is 7, and I have 8 plus 2 is 10. So 10-7.
Fine. You know, I don't know what to say. I feel I picked a strong team. I really thought this was going to carry us into the finals, but.
All right. Well, in review, if somebody's listening who didn't. Go ahead.
You son of a bitch. No. I'm quick. You continue.
I was just gonna say, if somebody's listening who didn't listen to the fantasy draft or didn't, nobody gives a fuck about our socials. So here's our teams. I had Christmas Vacation.
That's untrue. People give a fuck, Charlie. You fucking
all right.
Debbie Downer.
Thank you for giving a fuck. I appreciate that.
Thank you for fixing that.
My team is Christmas Vacation, Christmas Story, Gremlins, It's a Wonderful Life, and
Gremlins
Muppets
was a good
Christmas
get.
Carol. Rob's team, Home Alone, Home Alone 2.
Whoa. Time the fuck out. Did you scoff at Macaulay Culkin, you son of a bitch? Are you serious? You scoffed at Home Alone?
No, you're not understanding.
You just fucked up my childhood, son. Like, this isn't okay.
Let me finish
I saw that
reading
shit in the movie theater
Let
on
me
Christmas
finish reading
Eve.
your team, and then we can debate.
A day or something. Okay, fine.
Rob's team. Home Alone. Home Alone 2,
fucking
Lost in
cocksucker.
New York.
Dude, that's a classic.
Die Hard.
The Bird Lady? Yeah, and?
Trading Places?
Okay, I will fly back to Pittsburgh and punch you right in your cocksuck right now, dude. You will never disrespect that movie ever again.
And your last pick was Scrooge, which is a movie I like. Oh, man.
I will give you Gremlins, and I will definitely give you Muppets, because I love that shit. But outside of that, your shit was weak, son.
Now, listen to me real quick, please. You did double Home Alone. For a team that only has 5 spots, you went double Home Alone.
I take that shit to the grave, bro.
I could see one or the other, but come on, man.
You would, but that's just how
better.
you see. That's different. That's the difference between you and I, Charlie. I'm ride or die. God damn it, that was a great movie, and the follow-up just as great. How often is the sequel that good in most movies? The sequel was great.
It was a great sequel.
You had a fucked up childhood if you don't think of Christmas and think of Home Alone, and possibly I'll give you that it might have been that overstep. Maybe spot number 2 for Home Alone, Lost in New York, was a bit aggressive of a choice, but I'll stick to it. Fuck that shit. Shout out Macaulay Culkin.
So your Die Hard pick, as you were saying before. Well, here's the thing, though.
It's most certainly a Christmas movie.
I think it could sway people either way, though, because we had our good buddy Greg. He said he voted for you because of Die Hard.
That's right, Greg Naylor.
And then we had another voter, my buddy Kirk. He didn't vote for you because of Die Hard. So
listen, I don't know your buddy. I don't know your buddy, but you're lower in rank than me as far as buddies with Chuck goes. So fucking know your role, goddammit. Just kidding, Kirk. You're cool as shit, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But your choices were shitty, Kirk, by the way. But, I mean, whatever, dude. It's cool. We can still be friends. It's fine. You didn't hurt my feelings at all.
But, yeah, those were our results. I'm the winner. You're the loser.
I mean, kind of, sort of, though. But, I mean, like, as far as Twitter goes, because everyone knows Twitter is bigger than Facebook, like, you know, with the young kids with the silly hats and shit, they like Twitter better from what I kind of sort of understand from my sister-in-law, who's way cooler than I am. She says Twitter is cool and Facebook is dead. So I fucked you up on Twitter. I'm more relevant in reality than you are, Charlie. So
young kids with silly hats.
You know, they wear those fucking the hipsters and shit. They wear the stupid hats. I don't want to say what it looks like because I have friends that wear those stupid hats. But in my mind, the whole time I see them, I'm like, oh, you asshole. Let's just rezone by that.
Okay, sure. So friends of Rob's who are wearing hats.
All friends of mine who wear hats know that I'm looking at you silly. Just know that for sure. Even though I wear hats all the time. No, they wear like the They wear like the silly big brim, not like a 50, like a new era hat or some shit, like a
flat brim.
It's like a flat brim, but it's kind of like a bicycle hat. Some people look actually legitimately cool in it, I'll be honest, but I would look like an asshole completely. I have such a pumpkin head, it would look ridiculous. But it's like a dad hat, like it's like the hat you would see. Like when you filled out, you went to the Pirate game when you were younger and you'd fill out for the credit card, fake your fucking numbers and shit just to get a free hat, and you never wore that motherfucker. Or like you wore it to cut the grass or some shit. That hat, but like with like Supreme or some shit written on it. I just want to smack him in the face and say no. But what the fuck do I know? I'm old. I'm just real honest.
Okay.
I'm having some trouble. I'm not relevant anymore, or I'm not relevant, but I don't know what's I don't identify with young people very well. That's what I mean. I'm becoming antisocial the older and older I get, Chuck. It's weird.
Yeah.
I kind of like it though. Kind of like it.
Yeah, I went to Target yesterday to grab some shit, and like as soon as I walked in there, I just did not want to be there, and it just made me feel it made me feel so anxious and like angry.
Yeah. I Target.
I'm not saying I don't like what they have. I'm talking about the people who are there. The general population.
Oh, see, white people as a whole down here in Texas all look essentially the same. Everyone's kind of like country, modern-y, and everyone looks kind of like stamped out for the most part. It's pretty nutty. There's like one solid fashion down here. So when you walk into Target, everyone looks like they bought all their clothes at Target, but then put cowboy boots on. It's strange. It's a cool look. They all look nice and like super presentable and shit. But it fits, and you can tell they go to Target. I like Target. I fuck with Target. Actually, Target has stepped up their game as far as men's clothes go, though. Shit's a lot nicer nowadays. And I'm a cheap fuck, so me and Target are friends.
Target's fine. You're not understanding what I'm saying. It's the social aspect of Target, or of anywhere. That's just happened to be where I was.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with their product.
Oh, see, I thought you meant like Target as a whole. You're talking about just like the social atmosphere of Target, the ambiance, if you will, of Target.
Of anywhere that has people is what I'm trying to say.
So it's the people. So you're in. Oh, I see. I'm following you now. I kind of feel the same way.
I just wanted to get in and get out.
I'm kind of like that for sure with Walmart. Walmart's definitely a place because we live pretty far out rural, and I nailed rural because normally I have to fucking think when I say that shit because I go rural.
You did really good. I wasn't gonna bring it up, but you did really good.
And I appreciate the fact that we're that good of friends that I still have a speech impediment. That's funny.
That's not a speech impediment. That's just a hard word.
Remember what was the name of that little town? You're breaking up a little bit, buddy.
Rural Ridge.
There we go. That's what I was trying to think of. Rural Ridge. Anyway, limit. Fucking, what was that? Tommy Boy? Or no, not Tommy Boy. Where they're driving down the road in the car and the fucking nitrous gets in the Black Sheep. Roads. Exactly. Oh man, he was so goddamn funny. Actually, they both are. David Spade's still funny as shit. For sure. But yeah, definitely going. I've like even going to like shows and stuff. Like, dude. Actually, I have something I wanted. Let's just breeze on into this real quick little segment. I did do something interesting lately. I went and saw the Book of Mormon.
Oh yeah. Tell us about that.
That's right, motherfucker. I'm classy. I go to theater. It's so funny that my wife knows I'm so fucking unclassy. That like that was the way she was gonna get me to go to theater. It had to be written by Trey Parker and Matt Stone in order to get me to go. It was a fucking riot. The place was beautiful. It's called Bass Hall in downtown Fort Worth. Seats were really, really good. Book of Mormon is, I'm sure you probably already know what it is, but it's more or less it playfully mocks Mormonism. None of it's really like fuck you, you're stupid, but it dances around that pretty well. And the show was just fucking hilarious. And my father-in-law's son was actually in one seat behind me, my homeboy Kyle. Randomly as fuck, we were like one seat behind diagonally, so that was a fun surprise.
Did you think while you were there that hey, this guy's name is Kyle? He's from South Park. That
totally eluded me. Are you serious, Charlie? Good get. I didn't even think of that. That's well, number one, I'm glad I didn't make the joke because he's way fucking cooler than I am, and then that's kind of an old guy joke. So they were. And then we went into this place and got some fucking street tacos afterwards.
Ooh.
All in all, win for an evening. wife knocked it out of the park. She surprised me with that, so that was really nice.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Life's good down here in the Lone Star State.
That's awesome. Yeah, that looks like it would be a fun show to see.
Hilarious,
How long have they been doing that show? What do they call it, touring, or how long has it been?
Yeah, it was on Broadway and they tour it now. And I'm only saying that because my cousin's husband is involved in theater and stuff like that, so I had to get like all of the words from Tony to find out, or Carmelo, as he prefers to be called. I had to call him like, hey, what is this? Basically, like, tell me a little bit about theater, so if I have to talk about this to someone afterwards, I can use words that don't make me sound stupid. So it was on Broadway. And then he said other words that were relevant, and I don't remember them. But basically, they tore that shit. They've been doing it for, like, I think I saw on the Wikipedia, it was like 2012 or some shit like that, maybe? That feels like that might have been too long ago, but something like that. They've been doing it, very successful, and it's fucking hilarious.
I was thinking it was older than that, honestly.
Oh, really? They not to spoil the show, but like they were really smart because they did like a voiceover at the very beginning, and it was Trey Parker doing the voiceover, and you know, it sounds just like Randy, the dad from South Park, speaking, and they did it right off the bat, which I thought was smart, because if there was someone in the audience that was kind of like on the fence, like, is this going to be funny like South Park, or what the fuck is this going to be? Right off the bat, you're like disarmed completely. Like your guards are strapped instantly. Like, oh, it's the motherfuckers from South Park for sure. And then the show goes on, and the actors and actresses are fucking phenomenal. There's a bunch of like dance numbers and shit. Everyone was badass. It was really enjoyable. I've been to the theater now, and I probably don't want to really see real theater, but that shit was great.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, do you want to tell everybody about our New Year's resolution for the show? It might excite some people.
I think yeah. So basically, I think New Year's resolutions are dumb as fuck personally. But also, if it gives you motivation, then fucking kudos and do it. And I'm just a dick. But we, as a team, we have decided that we have to for sure do at least one podcast a month, because we've only done 11, and we've been doing this for, 9-10 years now? So that's the New Year's resolution. Yeah, 9-10 years, 11. I think we're doing pretty good.
We're averaging one a year. We're doing all right.
Shit. So, yeah, we're going to try to do, we're not going to try, we're going to do one at least. I'll even daringly say at least one. We might even fuck up and every now and again do two.
Oh, damn. So we are going to do once a month.
There you go. Speak it into the universe, Charles.
A lovely podcast for you podcast fans.
Hey, listeners. I feel like fans are a bit aggressive.
Well, you know what, dude? Last year we did pretty good, all right? Relatively speaking.
Last year was a good year. Business was a booming.
We started with episode 5 last January, and then we ended up on episode 10. So we did 6 episodes, which
that's pretty bad.
I know that sounds like it's not a lot, but for us, it was a lot. So this year we want to do one a month, and so by the time this year is over, you're going to have 12 new episodes of this shit. Isn't that exciting?
Hell yeah, that's exciting. What do you mean? Yeah, and honestly, dude, it's literally just because we have a ton of friends who have legitimate podcasts, and I just had to say that it's literally not anything we've done. It's everybody else sharing our shit, so we really appreciate it. So shout out to Grimace and Tiff from 3 a.m. There's All My Secrets, More Than You Can Chew.
You fucked it up.
What?
It's 4 a.m.
Oh, 4 a.m., motherfucker. I'm sorry. I had one glass of whiskey. I'm stupid. Anyway, shout out to Tiff and Grimace. Love those guys. McSauce. Who else, Charlie?
Case in point.
Oh, Case in Point. just in case,
our
the
boy,
homie.
Just in case.
I appreciate all you guys and anybody else, and Greg Bauman in particular.
We really love the love. Greg Bauman, number one fan.
That's right.
Dude.
Yeah, that's right. The boy in blue.
Seriously though, Tiff, she gave us a sick plug on her last episode. I don't know if you listened to it yet or not.
I haven't listened to it yet. I need to though.
She gave us a plug.
She fucking kills me, dude.
Because we are now available on iTunes if you haven't found that yet. So Tiff hasn't listened to us yet until now because she was waiting for the iTunes release, and we finally did it. And Rob,
yeah, we do use like shadypodcast.com. So
Rob, she binged us. We have our first binger.
What? That's
Thank
exciting.
You, Tiff.
Thank you, Tiff.
We love you. You're our first binger. You're addicted to us now. So I hope you like it.
And also one of the funniest people I've ever met in the entirety of my life. Anytime she's like telling a story or talking, it's like a knee-jerk reaction. I automatically start like laughing and smiling before she's even remotely into the conversation. And then that always probably looks weird, but I appreciate her greatly. And Grimace too. The funniest couple that has ever existed.
Yeah, check out Grimace on Fireside Chat, and 4 a.m. knows all my secrets with Tiff, and then Tiff has More Than You Can Chew, and then she has her other podcast, Thoughts from the Top of the Ferris Wheel. And you already did all this, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. And you can also get Grimace on camgirls.com. It's nastygrim412 _. You can catch him on there. That's where I see him all the time, so shout out to Grimace.
And then the McSauce guys are funny as fuck. If you like, if you like comic books or fun movies, Star Wars, and all that other fun shit. Those are the guys you want to listen to, because you'll get your nerd on, and you'll also get your laugh on, and it's a very
you get an even amount of very solid, even combination of dick and fart jokes and awesome comic stuff, and they're all really smart dudes, so it just keeps it all going constantly. And when they talk about comics and stuff, I don't necessarily know, but even if I don't know the story, I'm always like I always really wanted to get into comics when I was a little kid, and I was such like a little ADHD little fuck. I just never really got into it, but I always really appreciated them. I would like randomly, as a kid, I would like randomly go into the Unimart and like get buy one random like fucking Batman comic or something, read it, and then not buy a comic for another 3-4 months, grab another random one. Half-hearted. Typical of me.
No, I'm the same way. Like, I was always like interested in comics, but I never got like the drive to actually like read them or collect them or anything. But yeah, I mean, you were like me, and you were big into the cartoons, like that and the animated series, X-Men on Saturday mornings.
Heck yeah.
Spider-Man. So yeah, that's.
Oh, you're leaving out like some of the very, very important ones, though. I mean, I don't know. They probably made a comic for it in like Japan or some shit, but Real Ghostbusters was the fucking shit. If we're just gonna talk about cartoons, not necessarily comic based, but possibly, who the fuck knows?
Sure.
And
fucking
Ninja Turtles.
Hey,
Ninja Turtles was a badass as fuck.
It's your podcast. You can talk about whatever.
It's my world, Charlie. You're just living in it.
Boom.
Boom, bitch.
Tell me how it is.
Goddamn.
Yeah, so that's cool. That's our New Year's resolution.
I think we'll nail that motherfucker. We got off topic, but I think we'll nail that motherfucker.
So that's our New Year's resolution. Do you think we're gonna nail it, even though the first month of the year we waited till January 26th?
You have known me since what, Charlie? The 4th grade? This is my style, bro. This is how we do it.
Me too, man. You got a big project for school? You do it the night before. You finish it up in the morning.
Or you just don't do it.
You get a C, you get a D, and you move on. You didn't do it.
Fucking putting scotch tape on that motherfucker in homeroom, like, fuck it.
Anyway, what do you want to talk about? There's already been some new good music.
Charlie, you're breaking up a little bit, buddy.
Maybe I might be moving around too much. I'm getting I'm getting a little drunk and a little feisty. I'm wiggling a lot.
Well, here, let me depress you a little bit. Let me tell you a fucking story that, like, fucked my head up. So, I'm a plumber in DFW. I was working at this old dude's house. He was cool as shit, man. Just like one of those old guys that didn't have shit else better to do. And I'm one of those people that I don't mind if someone's sitting there while I'm working. I'm fucking chatty Cathy, you know? And I'm working.
I hate that.
Yeah, but that's because you're an antisocial D-bag, dude.
Boom.
Boom. No, I'm just kidding. You're wonderful. So anyway.
Nailed it. Go ahead.
So this old dude is just kind of kicking it with me, and I go to like get up off the ground, or I don't remember exactly what happened, but I got up kind of slow or whatever. And basically, he alluded to being young and how awesome it is, and how I should be thankful or something of that nature. And then he said this phrase afterwards. Basically, what he says is, "Until your body betrays you," or he said, "And then I remember when my body betrayed me," or some shit. And for some reason, that little line stuck in my head, and I think it's a song lyric or from a book or something, who knows. My body betrays me. Fucking every time I feel an ache or pain, that like that little like saying keeps popping into my head and keeps continuously making me feel old as fuck. Like I'll get up. The other day I pulled a bunch of muscles in my back to work, and just kind of had a couple of rough days afterwards. Had to like just kind of hang out, not do too much too serious, and kept thinking like, oh, it's starting already. That old fucker was right. Little old bastard, dude. He was spry motherfucker. He was like 92 or some shit. It's impressive how your body starts to break down, but sometimes in some folks their mind just stays so sharp. The dude was making dick and fart jokes and shit. It was funny.
That's great.
Yeah, it was a cool old dude, but he just said this dark line. I remember when my body betrayed me. Like, oh, and it's resonated. And I'm such a depressive fuck that, like, I'll like, feel my elbow is a little bit sore, and I'm like, it's starting. I, like, stand and stare at my hairline in the mirror and shit. Not that I, like, don't want to get old, because I'm perfectly okay with that. But, like, the process is shitty. Like, I don't see anything wrong with getting old and, becoming a weird old dude, but the process just seems so scary, dude.
Rob, you know what just popped into my head? Talking about getting old, a couple weeks ago, when we sent each other pictures of the crowns of our heads.
Oh, that was a bummer of a day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was. I'm just glad that I'm balding with another one of my friends, but at the same time, fuck you, because you're like 6'2". I'm 5'9" when I stretch my fat neck out, dude.
I know, right? Everybody can see the back of your head. So
you cocksucker.
A few weeks ago, Jenny's like, I don't know if she was like standing behind me or fucking me with her strap on or whatever she was doing.
Oh, dirty.
But she just like comes out of nowhere and says,
that was a visual I just never needed in my whole fucking life, Charlie. You son of a bitch. Sorry, continue please, fast, at a rapid rate. No, not at a rapid rate. Definitely not at a rapid rate.
Faster? Harder? She
None
comes
of
out of nowhere and says, and tells me, basically just tells me I'm balding and on the back of my head on the crown. I'm like, what the fuck?
And whispered in your ear,
about?
the safe word is Alabama. Dude, it's just there's nothing you can do. You can't see the top of your fucking head. My buddy Chris and me were working together about a year and a half ago, something like that. And he's real tall. Homeboy's like fucking 6'4" or some shit. And everybody's 6'4" to me essentially. But so he bent over and I'm like, dude, you're balding. And he's like looked at me like, yeah, fucking I know. I'm like, dude, I just never noticed because you're so much fucking taller than me, whatever. Well, the next day I was knelt over working and he was standing like right near me, took a picture of my fucking head and sent it to me. I was like, oh, that's dark, dude. You son of a bitch. You should have just pointed it out. That way I didn't have to see it. I didn't take a picture of yours.
Guess what, Rob? You too, buddy.
Oh, it's in my forehead. I got like a 10 head already. Fortunately, my barber, Kingdom Cuts in Azle, Texas, Brad and Dustin, they're both badass. I go there and he cuts my hair, and we still avoid the comb over because he's really good, but someday, Charles.
Well, I mean, come on, you're not there yet. Come on.
Oh, not even close. But every time I brush my hair and like two hairs fall out, I'm like, fuck. I'm not a very handsome dude. I'm not a very built dude, but I've had nice hair, and that's going away, and that's a bummer.
Right. Same here. I'm like.
Oh, dude, your hair is fucking so nice as shit, dude.
I've never been like, in shape or anything. I've always been a little pudgy. Now I'm just fat as fuck.
Amen.
My face isn't terrible, but I've always had the hair.
I just almost had whiskey come out of my nose. My face isn't terrible. I mean, it doesn't make me dry. I mean.
I was just being honest here. I don't mind.
No, I appreciate it. Oh, fuck, that's funny shit. Yeah, dude, that's cold-blooded, man. She just straight up called you out.
Yeah, and then she started taking pictures of it like your buddy did. And cause I was like, nah, there's no fucking way I'm balding. I'm the guy with a bunch of hair.
Yeah, I'm Chuck. I look like the Geico guy.
She started taking pictures of it, and I was like,
cold-blooded, man.
Oh, fuck.
Oh.
Well, here's the thing, though. Like, it caught me off guard, but I'm not scared of it or anything. If it gets too bad, I don't mind. I'll just buzz my head. I don't give a fuck.
Unfortunately, me and you both have rocked shaved heads at different points in our time, so I'm really thankful. There was the kid who remained nameless, but there was one of the kids who we played football with in high school, and you know how they fucking haze you and shit, make you shave your head and whatnot.
Sure. Because I was part of that crew.
Yeah. They shaved Homeboy's head, and he had like a ridge that ran down the top of his. I mean, he looked fucking fucked up, dude. He looked like some kind of like B character on fucking Aliens or some shit.
What, just like a weird skull shape?
Because you couldn't tell, because Homeboy had like normal people hair and whatnot, but like the top of his head had like his skull was shaped weird.
Huh.
The fissures or whatever, whenever his head was, fucking little kids nowadays, they put their little helmets on them and squeeze their fucking domes or something. Right. I guess they didn't do that shit to Homeboy, and his head had a fucking like ridge. I don't remember exactly what it was. In my brain is remembering it as like fucking like a stegosaurus or some shit, but it was like just his head was shaped fucked up. So that was one of the times in my life, and I'm like, I'm glad I have a fucking bowling ball for a dome. This isn't bad.
So you're not gonna name names?
No,
you can tell me later. You can tell me later.
Well, it's not like I'm like picking on him, but just in case I'm not remembering the correct person. I mean, I'm old and my brain's a little mushy. I'm just
fucking with you. I don't care.
I feel like if you thought about it, you would know. If I described him, you would know. He's a blonde kid, really small guy. He was a nice dude.
Did you say blind or blonde?
Well, he wasn't blonde. Charlie, we didn't go to high school with anybody that was blind, Bubba. Come on. He was blonde, I think.
I didn't know everybody.
How the fuck didn't you know everybody? You see, antisocial, Charlie. It keeps coming up.
No,
dude,
I knew everybody.
We graduated with like 90 fucking people or some shit.
Yeah, it was just over 100. You're right. Of course I know everybody. You know I was voted friendliest. Oh, you know what else? Robbie.
You know what? No, time out. We can't just breeze on by that. Normally when someone says something like, I was voted like most likely to succeed, if someone says that sounds so douchey. But for some reason, when you say I was voted friendliest, it's like, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Well, here's what I always
tell myself. But people just don't know you, though, because underneath that, like, oh, hey, I'm Chuck, you're like, you fucking cunt. Wait, I know you better than that, Charlie.
You're exactly right, and I'm sure I've told you this before. Like, okay, all you dumb motherfuckers just voted me friendliest because I don't talk to you? That doesn't make any fucking sense, you pieces of shit.
Like, wow, that guy, he's not said a single mean word to me yet this semester, or whatever it's called, 9 weeks or whatever.
This guy, he doesn't really talk. He must be really friendly. Yeah, that's it.
See, I'm on the opposite end of it. That motherfucker talks too much. Fuck him.
But you know what else I was voted, Rob? You remember what else I was voted? This is gonna be really funny.
Best hair.
Yeah, and now I'm going bald.
Oh, full circle. Life and death, you evil bitch.
Oh, the irony. Where's the latest more cunt, when
man?
You
need her? No, wait, that's not the right song. Alanis Morissette was pretty legit, though, right? Like, let's be honest here. Pretty legit for a Canadian female singer, right? Right.
Jagged Little Pill is an awesome album from front to back.
Yeah, that's a valid point. And the supposed, thing about Dave Coulier and whatnot on there that You Ought to Know was about Dave Coulier. Uncle Joey or whatever. I mean, that very well may not. Listen to me once again saying all kinds of shit that I don't know is real. But I want it to be that way, so I'm going to put that out into the world. I believe it was. I've heard it a million times that was about Joey. Joey Gladstone.
You know what's fucked up? Ryan Reynolds.
Dude, and listen, I'm a heterosexual male, but the people who look like him, it's just bullshit. It's like, listen, dude, like, you're fucking the scale up for the rest of us, you fucking asshole. Oh, you're funny and good looking? Fucking dick. Just kidding. Ryan Reynolds is fucking awesome. Maybe a minor man crush, but no gay, not a gay way. I'm just insanely jealous of.
No homo.
No, we don't say that. I almost said it though. If you rewind the film, but I didn't.
Is that offensive?
No, it makes it. Yeah, for sure, because it makes it sound like. Well, we won't do that on this podcast.
No, I don't.
Well, yeah, for sure, because it makes it sound like you're saying that's a bad thing.
I don't. I think
it's not a political podcast.
Okay. No, okay. No, let me speak.
Go ahead.
I hear what you're saying, and I don't think you're wrong, but I think it depends on how you say it.
Well, for sure. Yeah, and also too, let's be realistic here. A joke is a joke, and what your intent is more important than what's actually said. I mean, everybody says it all the time. You can take anything out of context.
For sure.
But yeah, no homo. So anyway, yeah, Ryan Reynolds, Jagged Little Pill. Do you remember? There's an awesome band and or dude, Homeless Gospel Choir.
Yeah.
He did. God, I forget the name of the song. Son of a bitch. But he did the video. From Ironic. He did like his rendition of it, and he's like out the window and shit. Fucking awesome. Look it up on YouTube. Homeless Gospel Plot. Oh my god, I can't say it tonight.
Yeah, I like. What's his name? Derek or something?
Zanetti, yeah, fucking phenomenal dude.
Yeah, he's super cool. Interesting guy.
Oh yeah, for sure. I met him long ass time ago when I worked at the tattoo shop. He was always hanging out there. He was friends with like the tattoo artists and stuff. It was like long before he didn't even really know how to play guitar then, and he just fucking put his nose to the grindstone and went after it. And...
Yeah, I just saw him? I don't know. It might have been like 2 years ago, but I want to say he opened for Matt Pryor and Dan Andriano.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
At Club Cafe. I know it was at Club Cafe. I think, yeah, I want to say that's who he opened for.
Oh, dude, I looked it up real quick. So it's Homeless Gospel Choir, and there's a fucking speech impediment. And the song's called Normal. It's on YouTube. You should look it up. It's fucking amazing.
You know, your speech impediment
but it's like acoustic punk. It's badass. I had one whiskey. That's
go away, Rob. It'll go away when you take the dicks out of your mouth. No homo.
You don't tell me how to live my life, Charles, first of all. And I'm all the way down here in Texas, and you can't stop me.
All right.
I don't know how you party up there in Pennsylvania, but down here in Texas, but yeah, badass. Dude, so my wife is up in Pittsburgh right now, because my nephew.
I know. Yeah, I know.
You will get stabbed. I will fly to Pittsburgh, coming at you with a garrote wire and shit.
Yeah, go back inside.
You motherfucker. I'll Lugo Brasi I will Lugo Brasi your ass right fucking now. But anyway, she's away, and so like it's fucking, you know, like the stereotypical husband when his wife goes out of town. It's like, all right, it's time to party, get some beers, let's play some poker, and fucking, you know, to listen to, you know, Keith.
Metal.
No, God, no. Metal's awesome. Don't you do that to metal. I was thinking of not Keith Richards. What's that terrible country singer? Keith. Urban. Oof. Anyway, so that's what typically you think of as that dude. This is what I did. I went and got a fuckload of Chinese food, stuffed my face, played my guitar without headphones on, watched YouTube videos on the television in the living room. I'm a fucking rebel, Charles. Goddamn right.
All the way up.
I haven't had my earpods in once this week. It's been secretly, this house is lonely as fuck, and my dogs have betrayed me totally because they only pay attention to me when they want shit from me. And typically, they don't get like a ton of affection from me because they're always sitting like warmed around TL. And she's crazy. Like, she legitimately will pet them the entire time they sit near her.
Oh, God, really?
Oh, dude, she's just animals in her. She's like Ace Ventura and shit. But, yeah, dude, straight up like would have been Mowgli in a former life. But these dogs, like, now they're looking at me like, hey, and like they keep coming and sitting by me and shit. I'm like, get the fuck away from me. I can't even imagine what it's like to have kids. 2 dogs are fucking annoying me. But yeah, man, it's I wish I was in Pittsburgh so fucking bad. Shit would be awesome. It's been snowing up there lately, I see. So that from my perspective, so like when I left Pittsburgh, I was like, fuck yeah, no winter, no slushy wet fucking Converse, and you know, bottom of my pants wet and shit, and shoveling sidewalks, fuck yeah. And I was down here for like 2 years, and I was still like, fuck yeah. And then eventually it was like, we have 2 seasons, cold and hot. And cold doesn't last very long. So yeah, I'm homesick.
We've gotten a little bit of snow, but it hasn't been anything crazy. They were calling for like this last weekend. They were calling for this huge snowstorm. Like,
oh yeah, I saw so many funny memes on that shit.
You fuckers are going to get like 2 feet of snow. I swear to God this time. This is the weatherman talking. You pieces of shit are going to have 2 feet of snow. So get your shit ready. And then we got
get that, Fred. Do you ever?
We got like
listen,
half an inch.
You know, I seriously think like Mancini's bread and like Turner's dairy and shit just pay off the weathermen so they can get like all the milk sales, all the toilet paper sales, all the fucking bread sales. And because, you know, all those fucking people, every time they're like, oh, you're going to snow, everyone, as if like the snow doesn't melt and time doesn't go on. It's not like this is like goddamn, you know, fucking the Viking days and shit when fucking winter's coming and you have to like prepare and shit. It's like, it's that shit melts. Shut the fuck up. Give it 24 hours, motherfucker. Yo, I just caught my dog in the cat food. Are you serious, bro? See what I'm talking about? No respect. Be shameful. Go for a walk. I love you. You're better than that.
Aw, you would be a good dad.
You suck at dick. Nah, fucking for sure I'd be a good dad. And I'd definitely 100% not name my kid after you. I would though. Charles is a strong name.
It is.
So, yeah. So what else, Chuck? You know what? I need you to do me a favor. So recently, Say Anything came out with a new album. Oh, I got a few of them for you to do. Say Anything came out with a new album. I listened to it. I dug it. I had some issues with the sound because I was listening to it in my work truck, and it kind of sounded like shit. And you could hear that obviously they're trying to catch a certain ambiance to most of those songs. Yo, bro, really? In the cat food again? I already fed you, dude. You're better than that. Go lay down. What the heck, man? Acting crazy because the boss isn't here. It's fucked up.
All right, wait. Time out. We'll come back to Say Anything. I got to ask you something else first.
Let's hear it.
So I've had dogs my whole life.
Dags.
And my entire life, we always just leave the dog food on the ground. But then I know there's other people like you feed your dogs at a certain time.
Yes.
Explain.
Well, all dogs are different. Both of my dogs are rescues. So, and this is just the way I'm by no means a fucking pet fucking specialist or some shit. Come on, dude.
Yeah, no, I'm just curious.
But for my dudes, one was like 3 or 4 whenever they rescued him. He was on the streets for a fucking long ass time. The little poodle we have, like he's like legitimately feral whenever you take him out of the house. Like he walks in like this weird serpentine pattern and shit. Like he literally looks like he's walking like a coyote.
He's got some like PTSD.
Yeah, motherfucker got street cred. He has a fucked up hip and shit. And then Hank was a farm dog.
So he puts his limp on when he goes out?
Oh yeah, he's been shot 6 times, but he don't walk with him now. But so the other dog, Hank, was a farm dog, and he kept leaving the farm's property because he's a runner. And the neighboring farmer down here, if and this is the way I understand the law. I'm not saying I know the fucking law, but if my dog would jump your fence, get into your property, and kill like a chicken or some shit, you're legally allowed to just kill that dog right there. No questions asked. It killed livestock. It's fucking dead. Even though, we humanize these animals like crazy. So to us, that's crazy. You just executed my dog, but it's like, killed my chicken. But yeah, so that Hank, when we got him, he was all kinds of fucking broken. But basically, what I'm saying is these dudes don't understand what come back to the food means. They just hammer that shit the fuck down as soon as it's gone because they still have that I'm not going to get my next meal kind of mentality. Or so I've interpreted it. But once again, what the fuck do I know?
Yeah,
so if we leave it down, they would just keep eating. Especially fucking the big one, Hank. He's definitely food focused like crazy. Like he's sitting in our laundry room where the cat food is like up high right now, just staring at it like I'm gonna get it as soon as he walks away.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense because all the dogs I've had, we've had since they were puppies. So they've always had food, so they know it's always gonna be there when they want it. So yeah, I get that.
Shit.
No, I was just curious because I wasn't sure if I was like doing something wrong my whole life. Or
I mean, there's probably a right. It's all in the way you raise the dog, really. I would assume, but these guys are all of our animals are rescues, so they're all kind of fucking quirky as shit.
Right.
But it fits because their owner is quirky as fuck too. Me, obviously, my wife's pretty normal.
Sure.
Yeah, we have one of our cats doesn't have canines at all, or fangs, or whatever cats are called that have them. So sometimes her top lip gets stuck up top, and she looks like Fire Marshal Bill. It's fucking hilarious. Or I think she might be a little bit special, dude. Honestly, because sometimes she'll just be looking around and her fucking tongue will be hanging the whole way out of her mouth, and she'll just be staring straight forward. It's concerning from time to time, but she's an old girl. She's kicking.
That's great.
Pets are awesome. Except for not. We have a Roomba. We have to fucking sweep every day after the Roomba, pretty much. And you have to have lint rollers strategically placed in every house as if you're preparing for Armageddon of fucking pet fur. Yeah,
see, we have Jax, who is a non-shedding dog. He has hair. Ever since Lincoln died, we haven't had to deal with pet hair. Besides the bunny, but the bunny stays in the basement now, so.
It's a basement bunny now. Fuck vitamin D. That bunny don't need that shit.
No, he's out by now anyway.
Dude, just walk down there. Listen, every day start, give it a little bit more food. And then one day, walk down there, grab it by its little head, hit it one time in the head, dinner, and your money was an investment at that point, so you're fattening it up.
Why are you scared of my rabbit?
Fuck rabbits, dude. They're evil little fuck. I don't know. I don't trust them. No way.
He's got the red eyes. That's why you're scared.
Yeah.
I remember
that
you
little
telling me
game
this
fun.
before. Like, I don't know if you were like crash. Because remember, we used to have them like right in the front entryway there, and you crashed on the couch.
Let me tell the story because I have way more of a connection to it. Folks, imagine this, right? You're staying at your buddy's house. You're your partner in crime. This is a dude you've been down with since fucking day one. And you're sleeping on his couch because, hey, fuck hotel rooms. You do what friends are for, right? And their wives are awesome and don't hate you. And so, sleeping on the couch, Charlie doesn't tell me that in direct eye contact, there's an animal with glowing fucking red eyes. And I was laying on your couch, and I just happened to look over, and all I see is blood red eyes looking at me. Now, fortunately, instantaneously after seeing the eyes, I could hear, like, the little bunny sounds and the fucking cage and shit, so I didn't totally freak out, but... So, yeah, fuck him all the way. Feed that thing, smack it on the head one good time, or literally just throw it out in the backyard and let God take over at that point.
Well,
but no, not inside the house.
Here's what bunnies
Nothing,
do.
they shit and eat. That's all they do. They shit and eat.
No, I'm saying here's the thing that scares you, though, is they do something called scanning. And it's when they stand on their hind legs, and they, like, move their head, like, kind of, like, back and forth real quick. It's to get a view to see if there's any predators around them. It's called scanning.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying, but all in the same regard, you still have a demonic animal in your home, and that's the home of God, so there's no room for that shit. But for serious, fuck that animal. It's a little spawn of Satan. I just, like, imagine looking over and seeing it, like, grinding its fucking front teeth and, like, fucking foam coming out, and it's just angry.
Dude, it's the easiest animal I've ever had. Besides, cleaning out the cage.
I watched far too many B-film, like, fucking horror movies in my life. That bunny someday is going to chew somebody's neck. It's going to be a problem.
It sounds more more like Goosebumps or something.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's actually what I was thinking in my head. Some say cheese and die kind of bullshit. A little R.L. Stein for your
really getting to you. That's great.
A little say cheese and die.
Classic.
Those are some of the few books I actually have read in my life, and that's in no way, shape, or form depressing.
No, it's not. They still read them, and they have the old series on Netflix that my kids watch. And you know what? Some of them are scary as fuck, dude. Like, a lot of them are just, like, goofy, but some of them are, like, downright scary. Like, oh, shit.
Do you remember the show Erie, Indiana that used to be on Nickelodeon when we were kids?
Yeah, I remember Erie, Indiana.
Erie, Indiana was the shit. I've not seen that since being a child. I would like to see how incredibly hokey and terrible it is, because that shit used to scare the fuck out of me when I was a little kid. On what was, like, you remember they had, like, an evening program, kind of like TGIF or whatever, but it was on, like, it was on Nickelodeon. And they would have, like, Goosebumps and, like, all that. And
Are You Afraid of the Dark was on Nickelodeon, wasn't it?
Yeah. So was Erie, Indiana, and, like, Pete and Pete. There was, like, a block that they had in the evening.
Dude, Pete and Pete was the shit.
When I was a little kid, I wanted that petunia tattoo so damn bad. And Artie, the strongest man in the world. What's beautiful is whenever I finally met Artie Sinclair, that was the first thing I thought of. The, like, superhero dude that was their friend, because Artie had those kind of glasses when I first met him, and he still had, like, a lot of hair at the time. I get the struggle nowadays. And
don't worry, Artie, we're bald too now.
Yeah, it's cool, Bubba. So, yeah. I feel like we've been talking for a while. We better get on to some music and shit. This is where you come in, Charlie, because I only got to listen to it in my work truck so far, so I need you to give me all the background, all the info, and go for it. But also keep it quick.
Well, only because you have to go to sleep, because you have to work in the morning, and it's already after midnight. Me, I got...
Well, your time or my time?
I'm sorry, my time.
Okay, no, we're good.
It's quarter after 12 my time, so...
Word.
You still got a little bit.
So tell me all about it.
Well, first I want to say is the past 2 episodes we did, we recorded while I was driving to work, which
welcome back to daylight, Charlie.
Yeah, I just finished up this night shift, so hopefully I won't be back on it for a while. I'm going back to daylight hours starting Monday. Very excited to be done with that. It's good money because of the shift differential, but like, dude, I had so much trouble sleeping during the day. It was awful.
Fuck yeah.
But
it made me. That's when I started like sleepwalking and doing all kinds of random weird shit when I was working funny shifts like that.
Oh, I'm sure, dude. I've been all fucked up. But what I wanted to say is, so the last 2 episodes we recorded, we did it while I was on my drive to work, just for time's sake, because we were having a lot of trouble matching schedules to record that stuff. So we decided to ixnay that for the time being, and get back to our good old Saturday night recordings, which I love.
Hell yeah. I'm
a little bit drunk, which is all right.
I'm a little bit drunk, and
I just told Rob before we started recording that Jenny's gonna kill me because
your dad, dude.
I bought a 6-pack of beer that cost me $18.
That's fucking outrageous. I mean, I'm sure it's fucking great beer, and I'm sure it's not outrageous, and I'm sure there's absolutely great reason for that to be that expensive, but damn.
No, I mean, it is and it isn't. Because, like, here's how I look at it. Like we talked about before, if you think about the bar prices, I'm still paying a cheaper price than if I was to go down the street to Carnivores and order this. I'd probably be paying $8 for a beer. But, so this was $18 for a 6-pack, so that's like $3 a beer. But still, it's a 6-pack, and when you buy a 6-pack, you're thinking like, what, $10 at the most?
Something like that, yeah, $10 seems fair.
But here's the thing, it's a double IPA. It's made by, I don't even know who it's made by. I gotta turn the light on real quick. It's made by Flying Dog Brewery, and it's called Double Dog. It's a double IPA. So, I'm like hipster as shit right now. And
yeah, you're very hipster. You smoking out of a pipe right now?
Oh, I should be.
With uncomfortable old-timey pants on?
It's 12% alcohol, Rob, so it, simply put, it does the fucking trick.
Yeah, right.
If you think about it, drinking one of these is like drinking 4 icy lights or 3 icy lights. And, you pay more, but you drink less, so it kind of balances out, honestly.
It's an investment.
And I really enjoy IPAs. I think, it's an acquired taste, but if you like it, you like it, and it's really.
You just happen to acquire it. Yeah, I don't mind IPAs. They're a little bit. Sometimes they're a little bit aggressive, but they're pretty good.
You mean when you say aggressive, you mean like the hoppiness and the bitterness?
Oh yeah, like a lot of hops.
Yeah, that's how I like it, man. The more hoppy, the better. That's actually like one of the measurements they use now is the IBUs, which is like the, I don't know how the scale works, but it's like the percent of bitterness.
Huh.
But anyway, that's really fucking good, and there's another tangent for you guys.
I love it.
We wanted to talk about music. So far,
we gotta do something about your phone.
What's it doing? Am I cutting out again?
No, you're just kind of crackly. It's fine. Who gives a fuck? Continue. Tell me all about it.
I'm just like moving around. All right. So far, 2019, we're 1 month in, and is my phone sounding all right?
You're good. Keep going.
So we're 1 month in, and we already got some awesome new music. I want to start, Rob, with Radar State.
Right.
Okay, so Radar State for those not in the know, is essentially an emo supergroup based out of Kansas. So it has Matt Pryor and Jim Suptic, both from the Get Up Kids. It has Josh Berwanger, who is, I don't know if I said that name right.
He's something like that, isn't it?
Josh Berwanger, he's the voice from The Anniversary, which is a super underrated band from the emo wave.
Agreed.
And then there's some guy who plays the drums.
That's a rude thing to say.
But anyways, Radar State, they released their first full-length album. It's called Strays, and it's, what do you think of it, Rob? I think it's really fucking fun.
Dude, I definitely, I think it's just a more rock and roll-y version of, or to me, it's a more rock and roll-y version of the Get Up Kids.
Yeah, it's like a punkier version almost.
But also, you know, I mean, we were talking about this the other day, and then I re-listened to it, but, you know, every other song, they all kind of switch vocals, and it does kind of make the song, it all fits the mold as well, but, like, everything is kind of different whenever the other person takes over, obviously, so it's really good, I think.
Sure. Like, the album has a great flow. You know, the three of the guys who I mentioned are all, you know, great singers and songwriters, and they all have their own style. Which I was telling you, Rob, that I was super excited to hear Josh from The Anniversary because I haven't heard him since The Anniversary, and they broke up in the early 2000s. Their first.
They only had 2 albums, right?
Yeah, they only had 2 albums, and their first one I think was a fucking masterpiece with the woo. They did a lot of keyboard action with the sliding.
It was always.
Is there a technical term for that?
The synths. They had a lot of synthesizers and whatnot. It was synthesizing. I was really, and then they the second album got away from that like a lot, didn't it?
Yeah. So the first album was like heavy synth emo, and then the second album got like a lot more of like a classic rock vibe. I was telling you, it was still really good, but it wasn't the same.
Yeah, I never listened to it. I have a bad habit of liking something on the periphery but not really investing much into it. And unfortunately, The Anniversary was one of those bands for me. Not that they weren't good, but you know.
And like I was telling you before, since they're, you know, they only had a limited amount of music, it's kind of like, oh, well, fuck those guys then.
Right.
If you're a fan of either one of the Get Up Kids or The Anniversary, then definitely check out.
The drummer's got to be from something. I cannot remember. He can't just be the drummer.
No, he's the drummer.
He's just the drummer.
He was in a band called The Architects, who I'm not familiar with.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's the drummer.
He's just
not a damn.
But like I said before, they're based out of Kansas. Who you know, the Get Up Kids.
I've never been to Kansas. Have you?
Let me think. I have not. I was trying to think if I might have driven through it on my cross-country trip, but I don't think we did.
Yeah, I don't know. I just imagine it always looked like the fucking beginning of The Wizard of Oz.
You know, it's kind of weird, though, like, that Lawrence, Kansas had, like, their own scene, you know, with the Get Up Kids being so big, and then The Anniversary, you know, kind of spawned off of that also.
Right.
Because they're, you know, and they're all buddies, which is why they have a new band now. But, yeah, it's super cool, and check it out if you're into that kind of stuff, which we are.
And it's Radar State.
That's correct.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. What next, Charlie? What else came out this year? What else?
Just yesterday, which was Friday, January 25th of the Lord's year 2019.
Well done.
We got the last and final album from Say Anything, supposedly. The album is called Oliver Appropriate, and it is Ooh, I like it a lot. It's a little different. It's kind of, I don't want to say dark, but it's
No, it's definitely dark. The lyrical content's dark as the balls, man.
Okay, all right, I'll say dark then. It's super dark. So after I listened to this, Rob, this is what I was going to tell you before, and then I said I'll save it for the podcast. So coming off of the night shift, I would go to bed with my my headphones in, or my earbuds. I'm sorry. I'd put my earbuds in to try to just drown out the noise of the household, the kids getting up for school while I'm trying to sleep. So glad to not be on that shit anymore, but that's beside the point. So I would go to bed with my earbuds in, which kind of sucked. But so I sat there and I listened to this whole album. It's only about, I think, like 35 minutes. But
there's a lot of pretty short songs on it.
Yeah, they're all relatively short.
I dig that though. It suits me.
I do too. That's something else I want to talk about, but we'll come back to that.
We'll circle around.
So I listened to this whole album, and then at the end of it, I thought to myself, "Holy fuck! Is Max Bemis? Max Bemis is the voice and the creator of Say Anything. He is Say Anything. He's
Say Anything.
Say Anything.
It's just like Chris Connolly is saves the day. I mean,
it's been a rotating cast of members. But I thought to myself, is Max all right? Did he kill himself or what? Because I haven't heard anything. And then I was like, I got freaked out for a minute. I was like, I was scared. This guy's got to be going through some shit. I want to make sure he's all right. Because then I checked their Facebook page and usually when a new album drops, they're all over that Facebook page or Twitter page saying, new album's out today. So I checked the Facebook page. There's nothing.
Ghost.
Except from 2 months ago. I'm like, why are they not promoting a new album? What's going on here? So I did a lot of researching and deep diving. I found Max Bemis on Twitter. So he's been going through, he's all right now, but he went through, I guess, a darker time. He was diagnosed as bipolar in 2014 sometime. So he got on a bunch of antidepressants, and then he started snorting them like a fiend.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So,
it happens, man. That shit fucking gets you. I mean, not necessarily. I've not heard it a lot with antidepressants, but I'm sure, people use all kinds of wild shit.
Absolutely. And
it makes sense, too, if you think, if you have, a kind of a drug mentality, you're going to kind of go, oh, this makes me feel better when I take it, so it'll definitely make me feel better if I snort it. And it'll definitely make me feel better if I do it all the time.
And it can happen to anybody, especially if you're prescribed stuff by a doctor. You're like, okay, well, here we go.
Yeah.
And it just
gnarly.
It happens before you can even think about it. You don't think about it; it just happens.
Mhm.
But anyways, he's he got cleaned up now. So he ended up last August. He wrote a 9-page letter, basically to the fans, kind of describing what he's going through and explaining explaining the album and previous albums. So as it turns out, which I wasn't really aware of, but the go-to Say Anything album is A Real Boy.
Right.
That's the one that most people would know.
Yeah, the Cats and Wow, I Can Be Sexy Too, and all the bangers. Well, yeah, exactly.
So it turns out, that was all fictitious and written from a perspective of a character that he created in his head, which was basically someone that he was not. And he spent the last, almost 15 years, having to explain that to people, like, this isn't me, this is just a character I was writing. So this last album, Oliver Appropriate, it turns out that Oliver, the character in the album, is also the same character he was writing for in Is a Real Boy. And, yeah, so there's a lot of, struggles that Oliver's going through. So it turns out that Max came out as being bisexual around the same time last year, which we talked about this earlier. We're thinking it was something that was just weighing on him so heavily because dude's been married to a female for 10 years now, and they have 3 kids together, and they're not in the process of breaking up or anything. It's just something that he's always felt and something that he wanted to just kind of get off his chest. And all this stuff has been weighing down on him, so he doesn't want to live the band life anymore. Like, they're not doing a support tour for this new album or anything like that. He wanted to write it and get it out there and let people hear it and, hopefully help other people in some way. So it's actually a really cool album, honestly.
Pretty badass.
Yeah, he's I did a deep dive for probably 2 hours just reading, following up on his Twitter posts and all kinds of other stuff. He's a really interesting guy.
Yeah, I've watched a shit ton of interviews with him. He's really interesting. Very articulate. His lyrics are just raw as fuck. I've always really appreciated that. Even though, now knowing that they're written from that, I can't wait to re-listen to that album, though, knowing now that it's written as, a person rather than about him. It'll be kind of interesting.
Yeah, doesn't that, change it a little bit? Because I didn't know that. I just thought it was a guy.
I mean, I never really assumed those songs. I always actually, because of songs like Admitted and things like that, it always kind of made me think that he was always more or less just poking fun at the scene. So I kind of assumed that most of those songs were about the scene.
No, it's definitely about the scene, and I always kind of viewed it as more of just a dark humor almost. Yeah,
for sure.
But for him, I think it was a lot deeper than that, and it came out as a lot of it came out as humorous. But this is all stuff that's in his head and he's dealing with.
Interesting.
Very interesting. But it's a great album, though, and I
great deep dive, Charlie. I appreciate the extra footwork there. That's awesome.
Thank you. It's not often I read 9-page letters.
It's not often that I read 9 pages, let alone something interesting.
Yeah, of anything. Yeah, it was very interesting. And another thing he addressed is how, if you say anything, you know that Max is Jewish. So he talks about being a Jew, but he also believes in Christian morality and spirituality.
Interesting. Cool.
So he just kind of has his own thing developed.
I get that. I really think it would be wiser for people to look across and find what just suits them, rather than saying I'm a Catholic or
exactly
Buddhist or what have you.
It's he was
they all kind of have the same through line in reality.
Yeah, for sure. And he was born Jewish, and his parents, let him develop his own freedom to believe what he wanted to. And he's saying how it's not punk rock to be religious, but it's it is punk rock to be religious without the aspect of all the bad shit that goes down with the churches. I don't know. Maybe I'll put a link up for this letter if anybody has time to read it.
That would be awesome. You should definitely do that.
It was quite an interesting read. I'll look it up again and post it.
Well done, Charles. Young Charles, well done.
How many times
Ladies and gentlemen, Charles Joseph Lynch III. Please, for the love of God, tell me that was you clapping for yourself. God, I fucking love you, the coolest.
Yes, of course it was. Who else is going to clap for me?
Me, I was in my mind clapping for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I also, while we're talking about deep dives,
I'm listening. Hold on, let me get my pants off.
This is maybe not quite as good as a deep dive. It's just more of a musical deep dive.
All right. You're playing with my emotions now, but continue.
Not musical, like stage musical. I just mean music in general. Anyway, I did a deep dive. I did a Ben Gibbard deep dive.
Ooh, that's a fun one.
Yeah. So I went all the way back because do you, Rob, are there any bands
do you, Charles?
or artists that, like, you specifically remember the first time you heard and you were like, oh, shit, I like these guys?
Definitely. 100%. I remember the skate video, The Hoax. I remember hearing Bad Religion for the first time on there. It was a song called Generator, which is still one of my favorite songs ever. I definitely remember that. I was in Jason Bersolati's house, and it was like fourth or fifth, no, maybe fifth grade, because we were still at 10th Street Elementary. So that was the first one off the top of my head. But what were you talking about? What's that make you think of when you think of a song or a band or what have you, the first time you heard it?
Yeah, so Death Cab for Cutie. The first time I heard it, very specifically, was in Amanda Connell's van. It was one of those big, like, conversion vans, like family van, I guess.
Oh, right on. Yeah. You guys had one of those back in the day.
Yeah. So, it was me and her and just like a big group of people. We were headed down to the St. Patty's Day Parade in Pittsburgh, downtown.
Fun times.
And this song came on, and it, like, just caught my ear. And it was Death Cab for Cutie. It was one of the songs from Transatlanticism. Trying to think of what song it was exactly. It doesn't matter. But anyways, it was Transatlanticism, the album. And it really caught my attention. And I was like, oh, wow. I got to check these guys out. So that's what started my love for Death Cab and Benjamin Gibbard.
Oh, Jesus.
But so I never really listened to anything before that, though. Like a few things here and there. But did you know that he released an album before Death Cab on a project called All Time Quarterback?
I heard about it in an interview, but I've never actually heard it. What's it like?
It's like Death Cab, but it sounds like it's recorded in a basement.
Oh, right on. That must be pretty good then, huh? I'd probably enjoy that.
No, yeah, it's definitely good. It's like he hasn't changed his style at all, which I really appreciate. Like, I like listening to artists change over the years, but he's been kind of like straight and narrow.
Well, it's like it always sounds like him, and he's so distinct in the way he sounds. But the music changes here and there differently and whatnot. But
yeah,
it always just kind of always sounds like a Ben Gibbard song, no matter what band it's with or.
Right. Yeah, his his lyrical style and obviously his voice, like you said, is very recognizable. But yeah, I went back and listened to All Time Quarterback, and then they have like 3 or 4 albums, Death Cab, before Transatlanticism came out, which is the one that, Transatlanticism is the one that blew them up real big. And then, of course,
right.
Postal Service, which I found out a very fun fact about the Postal Service album. Would you like to hear it?
Of course I would. I love that. That's one of my all-time favorite albums, actually. And I probably know what you're going to tell me, but I would like you to explain it first. And then I'll pretend like I know what you're saying.
Well, all I want to tell you is that it is the label that it was released on was Sub Pop.
Yeah.
Seattle-based, record label. It was the second best-selling album in their catalog, only behind Nirvana's Bleach.
That's crazy.
Isn't that pretty fucking impressive?
Oh, yeah. That's they did that album like the dude just wrote a whole shit ton of beats because the guy who makes all the music he's a performing artist all on his own right, and they just kind of like went back and forth via like email and shit with the majority of that. And that was in the early 2000s, so that must have been fucking difficult actually.
Yeah, which is why they called it the Postal Service, right? Because they would just mail stuff back and forth. Hold on, I think we lost Rob. I got to get him back. Okay, we have Rob back.
And I'm back.
Welcome back, Rob.
Sorry about that, buddy. I live out in the country and service sucks terribly out here.
So, well, this brings up another subject. I can edit it in.
Good job.
I wasn't planning on editing anything this episode because it is a pain in the ass because I do it all on my phone, and it's doable, but I'm not great at it.
I really have got to buy a computer and not be so illiterate.
So the past, I don't think the last episode I did it, but the past two before that I did a little bit of editing just to do like a little intro music and whatever. And, it's all right. But it'd be a lot easier on a computer, and I don't know how to, keep the file size smaller to upload to our website. But it's all good. I'll figure it out.
Moving on.
What else were we going to talk about? Don't tell me that's it.
Don't you dare, you son of a bitch. I feel like we've been talking forever. We should probably land this fucking ship.
All right, let's land it then.
We're going to probably have to edit all of this out, aren't we?
Fuck no. We're raw. Bro, we're raw and we're real. We're Rob and we're Chuck. You take us how we are. You take us how we are. You like us or you leave us. If you don't want to listen, get the fuck out. If you want to listen, come on in.
I feel like we can't take that stance yet. If you want to listen, listen. If you don't want to listen, you should probably listen anyway because we're nice guys and you'll really get to know us and enjoy us and or you'll hate us. Don't hate us.
We're so much fun. So much fun.
As much fun as a prostate exam. So this has been very good, Charlie. I feel like we've touched on a lot of topics. We brought back Christmas into the fold in late January, so that's typical of us. I enjoy it. I think we did the same thing last year, didn't we?
Absolutely.
So see, what else? We talked about getting old. We talked, a little Ben Gibbard, a little bit of flashback to Is a Real Boy and the new album by, what's it called?
Oliver Appropriate.
Oliver Appropriate. And you guys should check that out. And the Homeless Gospel Choir, also check him out. Super talented. And check Charlie out because he's super talented also.
Me?
And we love you folks.
We love you very much. Thank you for listening. We hope this finds you well. I'm Chuck.
And I'm Rob.
Bye.
Goodbye.